Welcome to Chase Talks. My name is Chase, broadcasting to you from Oa. Today, we'll be analyzing whether or not the Green Lantern Corps would be able to assault and successfully destroy the Death Star 2. So basically, we'll be replacing the entirety of the Rebel Alliance during the Battle of Endor with the full force of the Green Lantern Corps. Since the victory condition of the Rebel Alliance was the destruction of the second Death Star, I'll set the same condition for the Green Lanterns in this bout. Although this versus war will be structured a little bit differently from our previous war. Rather than breaking down and comparing how these two factions compare in categories, I'll be first discussing the resources that each faction has at their disposal, and then I'll be discussing the two cases which I feel are most likely to occur. Mainly because if I had to break down and compare every single minute detail of the Galactic Empire and the Green Lanterns against one another and how they could tactfully attack this battle situation, it'd probably be like a 2, 3, 7 hour video. And Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out tomorrow, so I don't have the time to record a 7-hour video. So instead, I'm going to be breaking it down to two cases, like I previously said. And remember, before we begin, this is all my opinion based on the research I've done. If you have a different one, that's okay. Let me know in the comment section down below. Just try not to be rude about it. Starting off with the resources of the Galactic Empire. Now, the Galactic Empire, at the Battle of Endor, had at their disposal a fleet that consisted of 30 Imperial II class Star Destroyers, 1 Executor class Super Star Destroyer, and the Death Star 2 itself. Each Imperial II Star Destroyer was equipped with a complement of 48 standard TIE fighters, 12 TIE bombers, and 12 TIE interceptors. This means a total of 30 Star Destroyers had 1,440 standard TIE fighters, 360 TIE bombers, and 360 TIE interceptors. The Executor class Super Star Destroyer was also equipped with a complement of 144 standard TIE fighters, and the Death Star 2 was equipped with 7,200 TIE fighters of various models. This brings the total TIE starfighter count at the Empire's disposal to 9,504. You can't just cut off that extra 4. Those other 4 TIE fighters are extremely important. Also at the Empire's disposal is the unmatched pilot, Darth Vader, and the leadership of none other than the Emperor of the Galactic Empire himself, Chief Palpatine. On the other hand, the Green Lantern Corps has 7,200 Green Lanterns, which patrol the 3,600 sectors of the universe. Each of these Green Lanterns are chosen by a green power ring for being able to overcome great fear. Their power rings bestow them incredible power, as the name implies. Among this power set, the rings allow them to fly through space and create constructs based on anything they are familiar with, which they use to defend the universe from anyone that may do it harm. This gives the lanterns immense versatility as well as maneuverability. Prominent lanterns among their ranks include Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, and the living planet Mogo. As a note here for this war, I will be allowing the Green Lanterns to kill. This will allow them to release their full offensive output rather than be hindered by the concern of the thousands of lives that are taken when a Star Destroyer explodes, or the millions of lives when the Death Star explodes. Moving to the battlefield. I believe that the first possible case would be a situation where the Green Lanterns are transferred into the Star Wars universe, and as such, no other factors from the DC universe can impact the outcome of the battle. In this case, despite the numbers advantage of the Empire, I believe the Green Lanterns would win pretty easily. The Death Star would most likely be used to destroy Mogo early in the battle, but after that, the massive station super laser would no longer provide any relevant assistance to the Empire. Despite the loss of Mogo, the Lanterns would be able to easily deal with the Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer, and the 9,504 TIE Fighters. Remember, we can't forget about those 4 TIE Fighters. They'll be important later. Unfortunately for the Empire, both Imperial II Star Destroyers and the Executor class Super Star Destroyer are ill-equipped for point defense. Rather than using dedicated point defense laser cannons, these ships instead rely on their large, bulky turbo lasers, which are incredibly ineffective at dealing with starfighters. If these ships struggle to hit something with the target profile of an X-Wing, it will be incredibly difficult, if nigh impossible, for them to hit something even smaller, like a flying glowing green person. While I don't believe the Green Lanterns will just no contest stomp the Empire, it will be incredibly difficult for the unshielded TIE fighters and bulky turbolasers to be effectively able to defend the Death Star from their assault. And even as far as the Death Star's shield is concerned, it's been shown in the Star Wars universe that given enough brute force, you can just slide right through it. Thus, I will give the win in this case to the Green Lantern Corps 10 out of 10 times. Meaning the Green Lanterns clearly want the Empire, no contest. Thank you, Green Lanterns, very cool. The second possible case would be a situation where the DC universe and Star Wars universe are somehow merged and other factors at large in the DC universe could manipulate the outcome of the battle. In this case, we'd have to consider that Yellow Lantern rings and Red Lantern rings are constantly searching the galaxy for someone that is worthy of wielding them. With that in mind, I believe immediately at the start of the battle, the Emperor of the Galactic Empire would hear, "Chief Palpatine of the planet Naboo, you have the ability to instill great fear. Welcome to the Sinestro Corps." Palpatine, being the intelligent and strategic person he is, would use the ring similar to Mongol. By that I mean he would ask the ring to give him the secrets of his new enemies. He would ask the ring to tell him their weaknesses, their strengths, and the source of the ring's power. While he is gathering this information, the battle would be raging around him. Mogo would, of course, still be destroyed by the Death Star's super laser since it is a planet, and being a planet doesn't change between this case and the first case. And Darth Vader would be forced to join the battle personally in his TIE Advanced. As one of the greatest pilots in the galaxy, without even considering his mastery of the Force, it seems clear to me that it would take a powerful lantern to take him down. This would most likely require the attention of Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, or Guy Gardner. During Vader's dogfight with Hal Jordan, his TIE would be disabled, sending him crashing into either the Death Star itself or a nearby Star Destroyer. From within the wreckage, Vader would survive, his life only being sustained by his Force-imbued rage. During this empowered rage, Darth Vader would see a red light, hearing the words, "Darth Vader of Tatooine, you have great rage in your heart. You belong to the Red Lantern Corps." The combination of the rage-enhancing powers of the Red Lantern Ring and Dark Side of the Force would send Vader into a frenzy. He would use his new Red Lantern powers to wreak havoc among the Green Lantern's ranks. Various Lanterns would be overwhelmed by the combination of Force-based attacks and constructs like nothing many of the Lanterns have ever seen. Don't forget that during this frenzy, Green Lanterns would still be taking fire from the turbo lasers of the Death Star and Star Destroyers, as well as laser cannon fire from Imperial TIE fighters. And remember, there's 9,504 of them. That 4 is very important, don't forget. As the chaos reached its climax and Green Lantern and Imperial forces started to dwindle, Emperor Palpatine would appear, his robe glowing with the yellow hue of the Sinestro Corps. Without the power of the yellow power ring, Palpatine has the power to turn people to ash with the power of his Force lightning. Arguably the most powerful dark side Force wielder in all of the Star Wars canon and Legends history would let loose a barrage of fear-infused Force attacks on the unsuspecting Green Lanterns. You have to also remember that the average Green Lantern can't even defend themselves against the power of a Yellow Lantern. In the end, I feel the battle would be determined by Red Lantern Vader and Yellow Lantern Palpatine versus Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan. Especially since Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan are two of the only Lanterns able to overcome the power of fear. Despite this being a long and devastating battle, I don't think that these two Green Lanterns would be able to overcome the combination of Vader and Palpatine's power ring and Force onslaught. I mean, Palpatine has been shown in Legends to have the power to destroy entire armadas with his powerful Force storms, and that's before he obtains the power to wield the fear he has built throughout the Star Wars galaxy during his 2 decades of rule through his Yellow Lantern ring. Thus, I will award the Empire the win in this case 8 out of 10 times, meaning clearly that the Empire smashes the Green Lantern Corps no contest. Thank you, Galactic Empire, very cool. And that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this versus war, make sure to give that like button a good old-fashioned smash, and subscribe so you never miss another episode of Chase Talks. And until next time, this is Chase, signing off.